All right, another episode of Soto Desperado plays Star Wars: The Old Republic. I'm over here continuing the adventure. We're going to go to Voss, so we're going to have a meeting.
We've arrived at the space station. From here we can get transport to Voss. Let's figure out what we're doing.
Voss? Who ever heard of such a place? You are going crazy.
I can't believe you think you can chase us away with some mythical healing ritual.
You think you're the puppeteer, but you're just the puppet.
We need to find a way to silence these ghosts.
You've been strong, but until you control these ghosts, they're of no use to you. I've been studying Darth Vilus's journals. It seems Vilus also found himself with unwanted tenants, and came here to Voss for a cure.
I will follow in his foot. I wonder what the...
Nibasai was wondering when you...
After I'm healed, you're next, Kem. I promise.
No.
Do you require anything, Master? A hot meal, perhaps? Conversation? What myself?
The revered mystic visionary Alawan has seen your path. A vision says you will bring destruction to the Voss way of life. Turn back.
How do you know this vision is correct?
The visionaries always see the truth. Outsiders are often confused. We ask once more, leave Voss be.
I, too, have seen the truth. I must complete my mission on Voss.
Outsiders do not receive visions. The revered mystic visionary Alawan has seen that you will not destroy Voss.
Okay. Trying to get me to not go to the planet. Anyway, I had a Millionaire Morning Show. It says, pastor makes kids sleep on the Detroit porch. 13-year-old girl sentenced to maximum.
Sarah, you don't like me today? I'm sorry. I'll be better tomorrow. But we definitely got to keep y'all in the loop of what's going on in these streets. First things first, a 13-year-old girl is sentenced to the maximum for the beating death of Reggie Brown. Check it out.
We do have new information on a major case that we've been following closely in the district for more than a year now. Just a few hours ago, a 13-year-old girl was sentenced to the maximum amount of imprisonment under D.C. law in connection with the murder of Reggie Brown. She is the first of 5 teenage girls being held responsible for beating the 64-year-old to death in an alley in October of last year. Wow. Melissa Kim was in the courtroom today where the girl apologized. Melissa, we're also hearing from the Brown family tonight.
I want to speak my
They hung up on me.
Get out of my way.
Malda Brown.
What is happening on the show today? Man, this is the Crash Out Show. Let me get some more. Good Jesus, good googly move. And they put that clip up. Now, I don't always watch all of the clips that we wind up sourcing. I watch like 10 seconds of it. Okay, this is sufficient. This could actually help us justify and substantiate our argument or whatever. Did y'all see that? I wasn't expecting that. I didn't know that was about to happen. I don't know what is happening today. Is it Friday the 13th or something? What is happening? What is going on? Crash out Thursdays, huh? What is going on? Jesus.
Was among the family members that had to leave the courtroom as prosecutor Gabrielle Legalio replayed cell phone video taken by the 13-year-old girl, displaying what Judge Kendra Briggs called a celebratory disposition after brutally beating and kicking Reggie Brown the night of October 17th, 2023.
I could hear them celebrating after they murdered my brother today, so it puts you in another frame of mind.
Malda is one of Reggie's older sisters. She says she does not accept the apology.
Absolutely not. She didn't give no remorse or no empathy or no sympathy. It saddens me that these young girls could be so brutal and do something so severe.
The girl will face the maximum penalty by D.C. law, a restrictive commitment in a Department of Youth Rehabilitation Services facility until she turns 21 years old.
I'm just grateful that the...
So wait, she don't get life? Because see, if that was a little boy that was 13 that basically beat somebody to death, he'd be getting life. I'm skipping this part of the show. I want to go over to the next quick hit. Let me see what else we got on the docket today. Oh, all right. So this is a different story. Remember that I told y'all that I was going to actually keep y'all up to date on what's going on with the kids that was sleeping on the porch in Detroit? This is the latest update on that.
Why were teen boys sleeping outside, and how long have they been there?
Neighbors were concerned, and now community advocates are getting involved. Fox 2's Jessica Dupneck is live with the new details. And what else have you learned at this point, Jessica? It's just heartbreaking.
It really is. We've been tracking this story since the weekend when, as you say, some community members got involved and they started to gain some momentum. Now, we do have an update from Detroit police that the 12 and 15-year-old boy that was sleeping out in the porch while their parents slept inside last night. They went with Detroit police. They were taken to family friends' homes, so they have a warm place to stay, at least for the short term. Detroit police now working with that family along with CPS to see if they can come up with a more long-term solution, but apparently these kids, they've been sleeping out on the porch since July. Like it was routine, we watched this 15-year-old walk down the block onto his porch and settle in for the night. And last Saturday, the same thing.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
Yeah.
What's up, man? Y'all all right, man?
From under a lump of blankets, wrapped in a coat, the 15-year-old boy pops up, sleeping on the porch at his Westside Detroit home. With the wind chill, it felt like 15 out.
Man, you want to go get something to eat or something, man? Like, there's a lot of people trying to help y'all, bro. The child himself told me that he'd been out there since July.
12 and 14-year-old brothers. The older one told local podcast host Mark DeAndre last Saturday that he's been sleeping on the porch for 5 months. And sometimes his brother does too, while their parents live inside. Neighbors we talked to corroborated.
In July, it was 80, 90 degrees. Now it's 20 degrees. You know what I'm saying?
They be out there at nighttime. Like the other night, I seen them walk up and go on the porch. Like, that's it.
The neighbors and Mark offered the kids food, money, and shelter. They wouldn't take it.
I don't know if they like brainwashed at this point, you know what I'm saying? Because who want to be sleeping on a porch?
We have been trying to get answers all day and night out here from the kids' parents.
Oh yeah, shoes, blankets, toothbrush. This is the craziest thing I've seen.
It's set up like an actual bedroom on the porch.
Oh look, at least they got those. That's nice.
No one ever answered the door Monday. We did some digging. The house is registered to a local pastor at a Baptist church less than a mile from the house.
Oh, God. What is society falling into? What are we talking about?
Leslie Street near Dexter. He's allegedly their dad. Detroit police have been called to the home multiple times, even Saturday when Mark got involved.
I called the police, and the police pulled up real quick, and they told me that there was pretty much nothing that they could do because nothing illegal was going on there.
DPD made meeting with the kids' parents priority, sending officers to the home Monday night where they met with the family for hours. In a statement, they said any evidence of negligence on the part of the parents will be thoroughly investigated and, if appropriate, referred to the Wayne County Prosecutor's office. Neighbors and Mark have been told sleeping outside is some kind of punishment for the kids.
I don't know what these kids did. I don't know what's going on with these pastors and these black churches. I don't know what the heck is going on, but I will say this.
That's stupid and crazy.
I'm gonna say a couple things. Number one, everybody shouldn't have kids. I said this years ago, and people acted like I said something like I said a demon was coming out the door. Oh, you can't tell people that everybody don't deserve to have children. Everybody is not fit to be a parent. Everybody don't deserve to have kids. That's number one. Number two, a lot of people keep looking at the police officers and the authorities. Hey, y'all do something. First of all, I thought y'all wanted to defund the police. Neither here nor there. But number two, the police can only go by the law. That's all they can do. Because you know what happens when they go outside of the law? Then y'all say, no, the police don't deserve immunity. Sue them, take their pants, take all of their money and all of this stuff. So the police is very, very careful with making sure that they go by what is being implemented inside of the law. And so the only thing you can do is enforce the law. They investigate, they pull up as fast as possible. What else can they do? And so it's the parents' responsibility. We don't ever want to hold the parents accountable. Y'all don't ever want to hold them accountable. Y'all don't want to be a part of community, get involved with the community and all of that stuff. And you want the police to do all of the work for you. They only can do what they can do. So it's wild. I don't know what kind of punishment that these kids did to where they be sleeping on the porch. And how these people call themselves pastors. And who going to that church? Anyway, I don't want to see no more of this story. It's too sad. And then last but not least, juveniles have been sentenced to murder over in Ohio for a shooting spree. And even though they asked for forgiveness, a lot of the people are saying, no, they don't deserve no forgiveness.
It took 4 years, but some local families finally have a sense of justice.
2 men will likely spend the rest of their lives in prison for killing 3 people.
Arya Janelle watched as these family members came face to face with their children's killers.
The 2 men sentenced today were juveniles when they committed these crimes back in 2020. 2 other juveniles and a man killed by their actions, creating chaos and destruction for multiple families.
It makes no sense for anybody.
Jesus Christ. What happened to her teeth?
Multiple families.
It makes no sense.
She got that Dame Dash mouth. She got that dash mouth. Oh Lord, help me, God, help me. This is not one of my best days, obviously. I woke up later than I wanted to because I was working late at night, God, and obviously I'm not fit to be expressing all of my honest to God thoughts today. Lord, bless me to focus on the actual issue at hand, and don't let me get distracted. Lord, rebuke side quests. Rebuke side quests, God.
Baru Jamunja.
That's fucking crazy, dude. That pastor putting somebody out like that as a form of punishment, exposure to the elements. Damn. I can't be doing that to kids. The man doesn't have enough sense to not put those children in jeopardy. Then I don't know why he's in charge of anything.
Jamunja. Sight is like. Atraus.
Still can't believe he left those kids out there as punishment. That's really fucked up, man. Really, really fucked up. This would be a way in. I guess not. Well, try to go around the other way, I suppose. I gotta take the time to make sure I get all the data crons on one character. I don't have a lot of data crons from this this character. It'd be nice to do that.
I thought you man.
Let's see. What are they hiding?
I'm bothered by the idea that people are supposed to just take this on the surface, and that the only conversations that's being communicated is conversations about whether or not you would pardon Biden, or you would pardon Hunter, or you would pardon your son, or you would do it in the same position as him. We not in the same positions as them. You not them. And if you had greater responsibilities or you was in a higher position, you would be held to a higher standard. But that's not the only thing that I want to talk about. As more information comes out, and as I go back and do my research and look at all of the investigations from Hunter Biden and things like that, I question everything. Every single thing. And so also on top of that, I like to source my news or different conversations from different networks. We look at it, we evaluate it, we do our own research, and then we come to our own conclusion. And I thought that this was a fascinating conversation. And I'm going to tell you why it's a fascinating conversation. I'm going to fast forward it a little bit.
The blowback.
Up to when they started bringing in the correspondence and they wanted to get their insight. And so let's have a conversation. Let's go from there. All right.
Scott Jennings. So, Karen, you just heard Democrat Greg Stanton, Democratic Governor of Colorado Jared Polis. There are Democrats saying they're not happy that President Biden made this decision.
Yeah, well, tough. The president went ahead and did what he thought was right for him and to protect his son. And I think there are going to be Democrats who, from a political perspective, are going to feel like they may have to say something, but who probably on the inside understand why President Biden went ahead and did this. And I got to tell you, the crowing from Republicans, and I know my dear friend Scott will have plenty to say about this, but we're talking about, Donald Trump is a convicted felon who literally had pardoned his daughter's father-in-law and just made him ambassador to France. So if we're going to talk about, who's using what system in what fashion, let's put it all on the table and let's be honest about the fact that Donald Trump doesn't really have a leg to stand on in this one.
So, first question.
Convicted felon.
First question is,
from what?
What does this have to do with Trump? If we're talking about and holding Trump accountable for something that he did or didn't do or so on and so forth, cool.
If you'll allow it.
I'm with it. Let's talk about it. Let's debate it. Let's have a conversation about it. But if Hunter is pardoned from Biden, how does that have anything to do with Trump whatsoever?
I am indebted to you.
You know what this is called? This is called gaslighting. I tell this to my daughter all the time. Sometimes when I'm holding people accountable, when I'm doing coaching sessions, we have this conversation. And the husband will then express something about the wife that she did. And then the wife will come in and say, but what about when you... No. If that was a concern, then that's something that you should have brought up at the time. And that is a completely different conversation from what we're talking about right now. And what we're talking about is you. And so I found that in order for people to gaslight or to deflect from holding themselves accountable, they act like we're in an uproar. No, listen, Republicans are not in an uproar in this situation. We're entertained. We're laughing. You know why? Because there's not a week that goes by that we don't sit here and look at y'all eat y'all own and destroy yourselves. There's not a week that goes by that conservatives don't look into the news. I'm telling you, listen, it's Tuesday. By next Monday, we're going to have another bombshell report of somebody that didn't crashed out from the Harris-Biden campaign. They're going to hit the button. They're going to turn Russia into an even more of an enemy. They're going to, something is going to happen. Obama's going to go over there and crash out. Who knows? We sitting here laughing at y'all. Nobody in the Republican Party is upset right now. We're just holding you accountable. And every single time that y'all decide that y'all want to expose yourselves, we just sit there and laugh and we just be giggling. Kamala Harris, she'll put out a supporter video that's drunk. Hunter Biden, something. Drugs found inside of the White House. Anything. It's always something. I know that there's never going to be a slow news day. That's the only reservation that I had about Trump winning. Because I wanted him to win, but I also understood that if it was some slim possibility of Kamala Harris winning, that we would always have something to talk about and to rag on y'all about. That's the only bad side. The only bad side of this situation is the fact that I knew for a fact there would never be a slow news day when it came to these Democrats in office crashing out. Luckily, we still got Jasmine Crockett. We still got AOC. We still got Gavin Newsom. We still got Brandon Johnson. We got all of these great people. Karen Bass, Mike Johnston over in Denver. We got all of these crash dummies. J.B. Pritzker, Kathy Hochul. We got all of these crash dummies so that we can continue to be entertained. But let's continue.
So, Scott Jennings, what about that? Steve Bannon, Charles Kushner, Paul Manafort, Roger Stone, Michael Flynn, and Charles Kushner not just pardoned, but also apparently about to be nominated ambassador to France.
Joe Biden is leaving office making the strongest possible case for Donald Trump that anybody could possibly make it, and that's that our government and our justice system is of, by, and for the elites and nobody else. He ran to banish Trumpism from our political system in this country, and he has left it politically and now institutionally the strongest possible political force in this country. It is a complete and utter failure by the head of the Democratic Party and the President of the United States. Facts. Never again do I want to hear, oh, Donald Trump's a liar. You can't believe anything he says. Donald Trump will abuse his power. Donald Trump will only use the system to benefit himself and his family and so on and so forth. Never again. I have one question for Karen, and that is, why did he need an 11-year blanket pardon going back to 2014 when Joe Biden was the vice president? We are sitting on the biggest cover-up of who knows what crimes, and Joe Biden amazingly knows exactly, roughly, when it started. He knows just about when it all started. He's leaving office in complete and total disgrace. He is a liar, and there is no other way to spin this today. This has nothing to do with Trump and everything to do with the character of Joe Biden.
Let's back up for a minute. He said something that was key, that it goes over everybody's head. I'm going to replay it for you guys.
Year blank and abuse his power. Donald Trump will only use the system to benefit himself and his family and so on and so forth. Never again. I have one question for Karen, and that is, why did he need an 11-year blanket pardon going back to 2014 when Joe Biden was the vice president? We are sitting on the biggest cover-up of who knows what crimes, and Joe Biden amazingly knows exactly, roughly, when it started. He knows.
That's the question. That's the only question that we need to be having a conversation about. When the initial pardon comes out, there's always going to be the emotional response of, well, that was his son. Oh, you would have did it too. oh my God, I mean, listen, we know that he's a mess up. That's his only last son and all of this stuff. Once the emotions subside, the conversations can be had. And so just putting 2 and 2 together as a C student, okay, and this is my opinion, nothing that I can substantiate, but this is just my opinion. Putting things together as a C student. So Scott asked a relevant question that we've all been thinking, but we just started to see it on a national platform. Why would he give him a blanket pardon back to 2014? Because, see, the official statement was Joe Biden running in the Victim Olympics and acting like his son was being persecuted and prosecuted because his father was Joe. Buying guns, filling out false documentation to buy the gun, pleading guilty to fraud when it comes to taxes and all of that. Cool. Okay, Joe, let's assume for the sake of conversation that you're 100% right. You've been persecuted. We're going to leave Trump out of it because I'm not going to call you a hypocrite of what it is that I've seen as far as election interference with Trump and all of that. Cool. Let's just take you at your word and assume for the sake of conversation that that is 100% true. Then why do we have a pardon going all the way back specifically to 2014? Why do we have, again, because he was only convicted of 2 things. Why do we have a pardon going all the way back to 2014? Almost 11 years ago. It's almost 2025. Sweeping. Because let's put 2 and 2 together here. All right, we're gonna be C students. Let's continue to rock out. Well, if you are pardoning him back all the way to 2014, back when you were the vice president of the United States of America, where Hunter Biden is allegedly being accused of all kind of dealings with Ukraine, China. We're now somehow, some way funding a Ukraine war. I'm not correlating the two. I'm just using my C student logic and perspective. So I'm always open to the possibility that I'm wrong. But here's the thing. What can the vice president do or give authorization for that the president wouldn't know about?
By all means. What enemy am I?
Because I know we only talking about Biden. First we was talking about Hunter. Then we was talking about Biden. And now I have to, I'm just asking the questions. I'm not being accusatory. I'm not saying that anything can, should, would, or did happen. Thank you. I appreciate you. But I'm asking the question, what is it that Biden could have authorized on an international level that his son would be involved in, and who knows how far-reaching it is, that the president at the time wouldn't know about?
Vehicle paths are currently open for business. Have a safe and pleasant
Oh
stay.
no. Oh no, not the Messiah. Not Obama. Not the Obamas. Not the Obamas. Scott said it. Let me play it for you one more time so that we can go back and get the insight.
Sitting on, going back to 2014 when Joe Biden was the vice president, we are sitting on the biggest cover-up of who knows what crimes. And Joe Biden, amazingly, knows exactly, roughly, when it started. He knows just about when it all started. He's leaving office in complete and total disgrace. He is a liar, and there is no other way to spin this today. This has nothing to do with Trump and everything to do with the character of Joe Biden.
See, it's easy depending on Fredo. It's easy depending on Fredo. Fredo being Hunter Biden, because Hunter is the F up of the family, obviously. It's easy depending on Fredo, but I've just been questioning and I've been asking myself, is it Hunter that he's pardoning? Or is it something a little bit more to it? Let's continue.
Let me give some context to what Scott is saying just there, Karen, before you address it. Because this pardon, I do not believe we have mentioned it, not just granting clemency for the crimes for which Hunter Biden was convicted of illegally purchasing a gun, a tax evasion, but also a blanket pardon for any federal crimes that may have been committed basically between 2014 and 2024. So what about that literal get-out-of-jail-free card for a 10-year period, Karen?
Well, look, literally, the president recognizes that Republicans have been, for years now, trying to attack the president himself, go after his family. And when you have someone who literally ran their campaign on retribution, on the idea of I will be your retribution and getting back at his enemies, I would imagine, obviously I haven't spoken to the president about this, but I would imagine the president took a look at this and said, I want to make sure this is ironclad, that there is nothing that can be done to circumvent what I'm going to do to protect my son and to try to take the target off of his back once and for all. So that's my reading of it. But again, I think that the hypocrisy here is astounding. I mean, Donald Trump has said and done things, said things that he and done.
When in doubt, always.
And again, he's a convicted felon himself. He has used his power to benefit his friends, his wealthy allies. In this instance, we're talking about a man who decided to take care of his son after years of unrelenting attacks. I don't blame him.
Scott, did you have the same concerns over a justice system for the elite, as you put it before, when it was Donald Trump pardoning Steve Bannon, Paul Manafort, Roger Stone, Michael Flynn, Charlie Kushner? Same concern then?
Why does CNN continue to try to bully Scott into saying what they want to say? Why is that a thing? Why do they keep deflecting and not holding accountable the person and talking about exactly what happened? How did this become Trump's fault that Hunter Biden got pardoned and we asking additional questions?
Listen, you guys can spend all day long trying to spin this, that this is Donald Trump's fault, that this is somehow caused by Donald Trump. Oh, he's appointing the wrong people. Oh, he did it. Oh, this is the worst possible thing a president could possibly do to his party and to the country, to sit for a year and say, I will not do this. I will not do this. The rule of law is sacred. We have to respect the justice system. Juries, we have to respect juries. We have to respect the guardrails and the norms of our democracy. These people are liars. Inflation, it's transitory. Afghanistan, it's a success. The border is secure. Robert Hur is a liar. The videos are cheap fakes. Biden has a cold. He'll never drop out. Oh, I'll never pardon Hunter. It's all a lie. It is all a grift. Every American, except the most partisan, brain-rotted people, are going to be outraged by this today. He is going to leave off. You think 38, 39% job approval is bad? Just you wait. Just you wait. He's disgraced. Disgraced today. Outrageous.
You don't need to, but Scott, you don't need to hurl names and say people like me are brain rotted. Come on, that's a little beyond the pale, even for you, Scott.
Listen,
I disagree. We can disagree about
You don't have to defend this. He's leaving office. You don't have to defend it. You don't have to die on this hill. You can say this is wrong because everybody knows that it is.
I'm saying that to all of y'all that continues to stay on the Democratic plantation. Y'all don't have to die on this hill.
Jeez. What baby? My baby girl. All these baby girls. Baby girl. No baby. I just ran right into that one.
Greetings, Commander. General Roche sent me to offer assistance.
Your plan.
Leave it to you.
Alright, so before I go up here, I have to come down here. Maybe do some of this. And we'll go from there. Okay. I think this is a good stopping point. I'm kind of tired, guys. It's only been 40 minutes, but I'm just tired. It's been a long day for me. I'm going to relax, take it easy. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I know Anton's a really insightful person. He does a lot of research according to what he says, and it's nice to know that somebody's trying to get a handle on everything, because it's you know, a lot of things that have happened in politics within the last few years have made no sense to me whatsoever at all. So yeah, but anyway, thanks for watching and take care. Bye bye.